Well, Congressman, welcome back to Bradley County.
It's always great to be in Bradley County. What a wonderful day. 7 straight weeks in Washington, D.C. An awful lot of work, but as soon as I could, I got right back to Bradley County. Love the county, love the people, and I'm so privileged right now to be representing all of Bradley County. When I went to Congress years ago, I had it all. We lost most of the county for a decade. We have it back, and we love it.
Well, you're here at really what has become one of the crown jewels of Bradley County and throughout the state. The governor calls the Pie Center what he wants to make a model in the state of Tennessee, and specifically the Smart Factory Institute. What have you learned here today?
I've learned an awful lot. The Pie Center takes the cake. It is one of the best facilities and best ideas I've seen in a long time, and I go not only across Tennessee but across the country. I am so thankful, and this just shows us when you get industry leaders, community leaders, our government leaders together at all levels and work on this. This is truly inspirational. And the thing about it is today here with the Smart Center, it is something that all of our employers can use, and it's going to be training the workforce for the future. We're in transition right now in America, and I want to see American manufacturing come roaring back. We don't want to crawl back. We want to roar back. We can do that, but this is something that is rather unique. It's incredible.
I've got to ask you about some news items. First of all, last weekend we saw shades of 1991 all over again. We thought it was going to be a coup in Russia. I know you've been to Ukraine several times. What are you hearing? What's the latest on what some feel like was an attempted coup last weekend?
This was truly an interesting development, a fascinating development. What we had was a large mercenary force which was fighting in Ukraine, being paid for by the Russians. Their leaders, and a force of 25,000 well-trained mercenary troops, along with tanks, actually began moving towards Russia. They took over a small city, and they were about 120 miles away from Moscow when they worked things out. This just shows us the volatility in this area of the world. It shows us that the Russian incursion into Ukraine is wrong, is intolerable, but it also shows us that Putin and his leadership have got to actually look at what's going on, not only in Ukraine, but in their own country. Right now, we haven't heard anything in terms of political stability there, in terms of Putin, but this just shows us how fragile that situation is over there. I thought we were going to see something where that force continued actually to move on towards Moscow. We need to get this resolved.
You've just passed a first bill, I know recently. Tell me about that.
The Energy and Water Appropriation Bill for the House of Representatives. I actually wrote that with our staff. I'm the chairman of that subcommittee. It's good for Tennessee. It's good for the country. Fully funds the Department of Energy in a way that we want to have it funded. Fully funds the Army Corps of Engineers and its projects the way that we want it funded. Now, the Senate, of course, will have to do its own version, and we'll have to come to some agreement with the administration. But a good, strong bill, fully passed out of full committee, and will be on the floor probably in July. But thank you.
Another question. So let's go back to the House of Representatives, where our House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, yesterday made a comment that got a lot of play, and that is, and I know you're on former President Trump's leadership team in the state, when he said, you know, President Trump may not be the strongest candidate that there is. Now, he came back later. He told CNBC that yesterday morning. Then he came back later, backpedaled a little bit. What do you make of all that?
Well, of course, I've endorsed President Trump. President Trump has endorsed me. We're friends. We speak on a regular basis. We meet on a regular basis, along with Senator Hagerty and Marsha Blackburn and Diana Harshbarger and John Rose. Tennessee is going to be Trump country. We know that. There are several Republicans who have decided to run for president. I think that's good for the party because you have a lot of ideas. We actually have more people running than Democrats for president. But in reality, if you look at where things are, I think it's very clear that Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee. I think Joe Biden probably will be the Democratic nominee. And we'll have a rematch of 2020.
Any comment on the Speaker's comments that maybe the former president is not the strongest candidate.
I did not see that, so I would let Speaker McCarthy address all of those issues. But the reality is, I think Donald Trump is going to be a very, very strong and formidable candidate for us. The interesting choice will be, whom will he pick as his VP? I think that will be very, very instrumental and determinative of how the race goes. There's a lot of good folks out there that would be good for vice presidential candidates. But I really think our country needs a change in direction and leadership at the top.
And overall, final question. Encouraged economically, financially about this Southeast Tennessee area, about your district, about the state in general, just overall?
Everywhere I go, 3rd District of Tennessee, great state of Tennessee, around the country and around the world, people turn their eyes to the great state of Tennessee. We do it right here. We're a right-to-work state. We have no state income tax. We have low regulations. We're in a place right now where Tennesseans, whether you're at the local level, state level, or federal level, work to embolden the free enterprise system. We believe in business. We believe in manufacturing. We believe in commerce. We want to see full employment. That's not the case in the other parts of the country. I have people who are trying to manufacture in other parts of the country, and they come to me and they say, our local and state governments are fighting us. We can't get permits. We can't get cooperation. We can't get help. And what does that do? That ultimately drives them away. People are coming to the great state of Tennessee in droves. More importantly, like here in Bradley County, when they come here, they stay here and they grow here.
It's not a question.
Yes.
So there was a picture that went all over the nation of you at the congressional baseball game being hugged at home plate at Washington National Stadium by, I believe, the coach. Is that right? It went everywhere. Your manager.
I got a little bit of a surprise that night. We did beat the Democrats 16-6. It was a well-played game on both sides. I love baseball. And my first base coach, who's a retired 3-star Marine general, great guy, said, hang around a while. Just hang around a while. And I didn't know what he was talking about. Well, the reality is they gave yours truly the MVP award.
That's it.
So
that's what it was.
It was a surprise. Now, I will tell you this.
Okay.
There are better, bigger, stronger athletes. We've got Navy SEALs. We've got Navy fighter pilots. We've got Marines. We've got, we've got... who else? We've got an Air Force fighter pilot who's a pitcher, Fluger. These men are great, outstanding athletes, better than I've ever been. But I guess maybe because of my good heart and my good play, they gave me the award. I will take it.
Congratulations.
Yes, and it's good to win. After 13 years, I finally got an award.
Can you confirm or deny that, are you you're not like Barry Bonds and on steroids? Let's just go ahead.
Not at all. I'm awful good shape. Okay.
All right.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I still stay in shape. If you don't tell anybody, I'm almost 61 years old.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah. So we're working on.
Thank you, Congressman.
Good to see you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.